Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 2025 NFL Mock Draft, Miller's early first-round predictions. The 2025 NFL Draft is still more than 9 months away, but I'm already digging into tape on the top prospects in the class, including a handful of potential franchise quarterbacks. And with NFL training camps on the horizon and the start of the 2024 college football season not far behind, I'm doing an early projection of all 32 first-round picks for next year's draft. Our draft order for this exercise comes from ESPN's Football Power Index, which uses thousands of simulations to predict the 2024 NFL season. In turn, that gives us a 1 to 32 order, starting with the Patriots at number 1. But would New England hang on to the top pick or trade it away to a QB-needy team? Spoiler, I projected 2 trades in this mock draft, including a deal involving the number 1 selection. Of course, a lot will change before teams are actually on the clock next April. Prospects will rise and fall on draft boards, and some of these players will ultimately return to school for another year. We have an entire season of game tape ahead of us, and I admittedly haven't watched a ton on everyone just yet. So what follows is just an early look at what could happen based on what I've seen, what I'm hearing, what each team might need, and what could make sense. Let's jump in. We might not have a generational talent like Caleb Williams in this class, but there are some really good quarterbacks. And given that the Patriots just used a 2024 top 3 pick on Drake May, I bet they would be listening on trade offers if they were to have the top pick next year. I like the idea of the Giants moving up, and the trade package could look similar to what Carolina sent to Chicago in 2023, when the Panthers slid up to number 1 from number 9. I have the Giants dealing their number 6 pick, a 2025 second-rounder, a 2026 first-rounder and a 2027 second-rounder to get this done. The Giants threw 15 touchdown passes last season, 5th fewest in the league, and Daniel Jones is coming off a season-ending ACL injury, but the team is running it back this year. Veteran Drew Lock was added as a backup, but there still isn't a long-term answer under center on this roster. So the front office might get aggressive in finding one. Beck, my QB1 in the class at the moment, is a steady pocket passer with a big arm and great processing speed. And he is primed for a breakout season after throwing 24 touchdown passes and completing 72.4% of his throws in his first season as a starter in 2023. The Raiders went 8-9 last season, and the late-season 5-4 surge under coach Antonio Pierce didn't have much to do with the quarterback play. The team had 20 passing touchdowns to 18 interceptions, as rookie Aiden O'Connell replaced Jimmy Garoppolo for 11 games. O'Connell may prove his status in year 2, but the early read on Las Vegas is that it needs a quarterback. Sanders is a legitimate Heisman contender if Colorado can string together some wins. His accuracy, toughness and poise would make him a rookie starter for the Raiders and give the offense some much-needed swagger. He threw 27 touchdown passes to 3 interceptions for the Buffaloes last year. The Broncos could look at offensive tackle with Garrett Bowles' contract set to expire after the 2024 season, but this is a team in best player available territory. Johnson's tape from his first 2 seasons at Michigan is some of the best cornerback tape I've seen. The 6'2" playmaker's closest comparison as a college prospect is Pat Surtain II, whom he'd be lined up opposite in this scenario in Denver. Johnson has 7 career interceptions, he is an active tackler, and he has the size and speed to erase receivers. Cowboy Roundup, 5 best coaches in team history, ACL Brotherhood. Let's take a look at some of the latest Dallas Cowboys news and headlines making the rounds in Cowboys Nation as we push through the first week of July. Training camp is only a few weeks away. The Dallas Cowboys have had some legendary coaches throughout franchise history. From one of the longest tenures with one team in NFL history to the leader of a dynasty, there are coaches that any team in the NFL would have loved to have on the sidelines. The Landry Hat recently put together a list of the 5 best head coaches in team history, and it's hard to argue the top 2 spots. 3 Dallas Cowboys players, DeMarvion Overhelm, John Stevens Jr., and David Durden, suffered torn ACLs during their rookie campaigns, but they are ready to return to the field after their redshirt seasons to make an impact on the team. The Dallas Morning News detailed how the 3 players came together as a brotherhood during their recoveries in a fascinating story. Wide receiver David Durden is getting married next month. Linebacker DeMarvion Overshown and tight end John Stevens are his only teammates who will be groomsmen. The trio pushed and supported each other through left ACL tears to stand now on the cusp of resuming practice at training camp. Durden's wedding takes place on July 5. Ranking the NFC East's top WRs, and why Ceedee is clearly the best. Dallas Cowboys get trolled after USMNT collapse in Copa America. Should the Cowboys consider trading Micah Parsons? Former NFL WR calls out Micah Parsons amid Cowboys drama. Cowboys starter explains how D will be different under Zimmer. Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium to host 100th Shrine Bowl. Dallas Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb to hold out from training camp, 3 ideal trade scenarios. Things are not getting better between star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas Cowboys. After an offseason of failed contract extension negotiations, training camp is set to get going here in a few weeks. Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News now reports that Lamb, 25, is expected to be a holdout from camp as the All-Pro seeks a lucrative long-term contract. Lamb is reportedly looking for at least $32 million annually. He's also said to be fed up with owner Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass over extension talks. A first-round pick out of Oklahoma in the 2020 NFL Draft, Lamb has morphed into one of the better receivers in the game. The 3-time Pro Bowler is set to enter the final year of his rookie deal. He's slated to earn a mere $17.99 million. That's well below market value given what we've seen wide receivers get paid this offseason. Said market starts with Justin Jefferson landing a record-breaking 4-year, $140 million contract extension with the Minnesota Vikings. For Dallas, things are very complicated. Star quarterback Dak Prescott will hit free agency after the 2024 season if he's not extended. Meanwhile, edge pass rusher Micah Parsons is seeking $30+ million on a long-term deal. Advertisement: could this potentially lead to Dallas trading Lamb for a plethora of draft assets and/or players? Stranger things have happened. Los Angeles Chargers: we know that Los Angeles's wide receiver situation is questionable. The team released Mike Williams and traded star Keenan Allen earlier in the offseason. Regardless of what new head coach Jim Harbaugh wants us to believe, there is a major need for franchise quarterback Justin Herbert. Right now, Quentin Johnston and Josh Palmer are slated to be the Chargers' starting wide receivers. New England Patriots: regardless of whether rookie Drake May starts under center, wide receiver is a major need for New England. The team can't have confidence that Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas and Jalen Polk are capable of being its top 3 wide receivers. Why not exhaust both draft capital and a young player to get May that long-term option? New England has not had a real number 1 since the days of Randy Moss eons ago. Denver Broncos: much like New England, the Broncos hope they have a long-term solution at quarterback in rookie Bo Nix. They also want to get him as many weapons as possible moving forward. This deal would be rather simple. The Broncos trade away another malcontent wide receiver in Courtland Sutton. They sweeten the pot with multiple early-round picks. This could be a win-win. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of CeeDee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.